economy under the Jubilee administration. Some of those bad habits seem to be continuing under the Kenya Kwanza, but that's not what we are discussing today.
If you can name one, I would want to hear.
Yes, like the office of the president has shot its budget. Within 7 months, it had exhausted its budget. It's bloated it. It's not a very transparent budget. Then the appointments that we are seeing of excess numbers at a time when we're in fiscal, we're in austerity. But let's not get sidetracked. I think there is cause for, if you have time, maybe we can discuss the economic. My question is, we have a political issue here, and the legislative process in Parliament is perceived as somewhat captured. When we've had public participation and we've raised this issue with you, it's an issue that's also gone to court, where the public participation process in Parliament becomes almost a tick-the-box exercise, where the public are invited, they give their views, but then the politicians settle the matter based on what they've already determined. Now, how do we deal with a political problem like we have now? Because there is a political problem. There's a problem of cost of living. There's a problem around our elections and the credibility of our elections. You're then talking about using a parliamentary process to deal with a political problem where the citizens don't have proper voice. Citizens are not assured they'll be heard. Is this really going to diffuse the temperatures in the country? Is this really going to build the nationhood and the support that Kenya Kwanza administration needs to implement its agenda? Or are you proposing we go back to a business as usual approach? Or are you going to deal with the crisis that's facing the country?
Well, Anjiro, first, I never let anything pass. And when you talk of a bloated expenditure in the office of president, probably you would see it that way from where you sit. But I can tell you from where I sit and having gone through the figures, and I'm sure you may also have had the opportunity to look through the figures, you should be aware that the last regime did expend the entire budget for the year.
Of the OP.
Before of the office of the president.
In what? In 2 months? Between July and September?
Within the first quarter. They expended money for up to the third quarter, beginning of third quarter, for some strange reason.
Between July and September?
Yes. And part of it even paid under Article 223, and those are the issues we've had discussions with Wanjiru Gikonyo in the past on. Therefore, when such a thing happens, then and a new administration is coming, you are bound then to have to increase the budget because government has to
buy the new cars that are needed, and these are some of the essential expenditures we are seeing.
Do you know, Wanjiru, how many cars left that office? Do you know how many cars? And probably this is not something that I should be engaging in the media because there are steps being taken. Cars that left with people. Cars that were being used by people who are not entitled to government cars. And you know the impunity that was there in this country. And those are some of the issues we've been raising. And I will never shy away from raising those issues because they are there. And we can never speak about issues that are not there.
Okay, that's a big one.